All right, so when we last left off, Garish and Mekleresh were in the city of Raven Hill, and had a very interesting experience with a furry creature in the middle of the woods that they somehow managed to survive. They made it back, bringing ill tidings of a inventor's mother who had been slain by presumably the beast that they encountered in the woods. And some quick thinking on Garish's part, running the wolf creature to the river and punching it into the river where it washed up much further downstream, bought them enough time where they could recoup. And they drove the creature off. And I mean, that's pretty much the entire summary of the last game, right? You guys fought a werewolf and lived, and no one got bit. Upon returning back to town, Mekleresh made a couple purchases at the very strange man's cart, Claudius, including a very potent magical necklace, and got a few fun trinkets for herself to play with, most namely a scroll, which she successfully scribed into her spellbook, and was promised that if she managed to scribe it, then he would sell her the pearl that she needed to be able to cast the Identify spell. The night was coming in, so the party decided to rest for the evening. And their rest was, well, one of their rests, Garish, more specifically, his rest was interrupted by a knocking at his door, made in feverish thumps. Garish woke, groggy, shaking the sleep out of his eyes, walking over to the door, opening it, and finding his old friend Keith in front of the door. Keith, looking weathered and worn, merely said the phrase, "Garish, I messed up." And that's where we'll pick up.
What's happened?
Oh, a lot. Can I come in? And he kind of looks down the hall, like toward the front entrance, nervously.
I step back to let him in.
Yeah. He'll step inside the room. All right. He closes the door behind him as he kind of fumbles and like leans up against his back against the door. Okay, you remember that job I was telling you about?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I went back to the old codger that was giving me this job. I mean, he wanted me to break into a nobleman's house. I wasn't going to do it alone. So I went and I told him, I'm not doing it, and then I left. Well, except I didn't leave exactly. I kind of hung out and was listening to what he was saying to some other people, and he didn't tell me how much he was going to pay me for the job, just that he was going to pay me. But he told this girl, 1,000 gold. So I'm thinking, that's a lot of money. Whatever he wants to steal has to be pretty freaking valuable, right? So I go, and, more specifically, I scoped the place out. When it got dark tonight, I went in, and, everything kind of turned sideways real fast. He looks very, uncomfortable right now. Okay, so, a girl's dead. No, before you ask, I didn't do it. It wasn't me. I found her that way. I went into I snuck in through an open window, went down to the basement, and there was a dead girl there, a servant girl, I presume, crossbow bolt straight through her throat. And, I mean, I was gonna leave, but 1,000, it's 1,000 gold. That's so much money. So I poked around for a while and tried to find this box that this guy was looking for. So I couldn't find the box. And as I was going to leave, a guardsman may have seen me, and I may have just barely made it out through a cellar window.
How well did he see you?
I mean, he was standing about 10 feet away in a doorway, holding a torch.
You can't stay here, can you?
No, probably not. Yeah, probably not. No. Uh,
What do you want me for?
I don't know who else to go to. I don't know what else to do. I can't go to the guardsman and be like, hey, it wasn't me.
I'm willing to help you, but I don't know what you're gonna do from here.
I don't know, man. Yeah,
Unless, what if we could find out who did do it?
well, I mean, if you can clear my name like that would be the best thing. I suppose the second best thing would be to just get the hell out of here. But I mean, the guards are checking all the carriages at the gates. All the carts are being searched for freaking gobos. If they find, they're gonna find me if I try to hide. So I mean, there's no way out of the city as far as I know.
If you don't know another way out of the city, then I certainly don't.
Oh man. Okay, yeah, the girl, halfling,
Hmm.
big honking crossbow on her back, grumpy looking. He pauses and starts to think a bit. Um, she looked kind of like rough. Like she had like pretty sturdy like leather armor on. Um, shit, man.
This is ringing a bell.
You pause and you think about it, and it sounds like the same woman that you sat next to in the bar last night.
Mm. I might have a lead.
Okay, that's good. Yeah.
Do you have any place to stay right now?
I mean, I had a place, but they'll be looking for me there by now, probably.
Hmm.
I mean, the people get killed around here all the time. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you. You know, murder, bad grudges, stuff being kicked up, but whatever was stolen had to be hella valuable. There's half the damn Night's Watch out there looking for me right now. I could
Would
lay
it be
low.
dangerous?
I could lay low for a while. I can think of a couple places that I could go. Yeah, that might work.
Would it be dangerous to go back to your employer?
I mean, the guys. You know where the low talent slums are?
Do I?
It's kind of on the way to. It's just like southeast of the Fang Market.
I don't think I've been there.
All right. He gives you some very rough directions of where this guy was hanging out, outside of an abandoned, like crumbling building. Um, yeah, you just walk, south of the Fang Market. Hang a left at the second turn. He gives you some rough directions of where the guy was. Yeah, just I don't know. I don't know what to do.
I'll look into it, but not right now.
Okay. I'll come find you tomorrow night if I haven't heard anything by then.
Hmm.
And yeah, if yeah, I'll find you. He just kind of shakes his head up and down as he says that. Right. Okay. By the way, if you find the box, it's about like yay big by yay big. It's about the size of a shoebox, is what he's describing.
Hmm.
Maybe a small shoebox. Just maybe. Never mind. Just the clear my name thing. That's the important bit right now. I think.
Hmm.
Or getting me the hell out of here. Either one of those would be great. All right then. I'm gonna figure out how the hell to leave this in. And he kind of like looking around the room and he points at the window and he goes, "I'll see you later." And he kind of puts his fingers under the windowsill, pulls the window up, looks outside for a little bit. All right, hops outside.
Peek out the door.
As you look out into the bar, you can see a handful of patrons that are at the tables, despite it being so late. Maybe people who were working in the night or whatnot. You don't see any guardsmen immediately when you poke your head around the corner.
Okay, and I'm gonna go back to bed.
Okay. You find yourself asleep quickly, and darkness takes both of you, and you wake with the morning light of the sun shining in through the solid glass panes that are inside your room, sending a kind of spreading warmth throughout the thick furs and sheets that were provided. The day is yours.
Yay.
First thing I'm gonna go do is let my Clarish know what's going on.
I'm gonna invite Garish inside to, fill me in. And I'm just gonna basically say, so what do you think? Should we help him get out of town somehow? Or should we try and find this halfling woman and prove that she's the guilty party? Like I don't even know how we would do that. Like we could find her, but then what?
If we can get her to take the blame for that girl's death, then Keith would be cleared.
Well, that's very idealistic, but I don't know if
Hmm.
she would just cop to that. I mean, if she's got someone else who's taking the fall right now, she's probably, walking high, feeling fancy and free.
If we can get more information on it, maybe we'll find something to convince her.
To turn herself in.
I'm using the term convince lightly.
Okay, we'll convince Garish style.
Garrus's hand reaches up and pats his hammer as he says that last line.
I guess we'll put a pin in trying to find another way out of the city for Keith.
Hmm. I do have this dust of disappearance, but pretty sure they check for invisibility.
They were certainly doing that on the way in, but that was in our wagon.
Right. So you don't see anything to stop and check.
I mean,
Invisible person could.
he could pad along beside the wagon as we were headed out of the city.
Hmm.
Well, not directly alongside, but you know what I mean.
There's definitely a risk. We don't know if there's some way they could see an invisible person.
And we don't even know how long it will last.
Hmm.
Say Meklaresh to double back on that question. You could roll an Arcana check to see if you know how long it would last.
Yeah. let's do that. Like, I feel like I have a rough idea, but
The dust of disappearance, doesn't last very long. At most, it would be maybe 10 minutes, and that would be pushing it. It's more likely to last maybe about 5 minutes in total.
yeah, so it's not a reliable, hey, you're invisible for 30 minutes. Let's get you out of the city.
And for that, you would need a proper invisibility spell.
Which I do not know. Unfortunately, I lack many spells of the subterfuge variety.
I guess for now, we'll have to ask around.
You never know, there might be someone shady out there who's got a way in and out of the city that's less known or guarded.
Hmm.
Hell, they might not even be looking for him. He did dark.
He also said there's a nearby guard with a torch.
Yeah, that is true. Well, what would you like to do?
I'll
You
see
sure?
if I can track the halfling by talking here. If you have any ideas for finding out by talking to people, that'd be good.
Yeah, I'll see. Oh, geez, I don't want to tip anyone off.
I'm not terribly subtle.
Yeah. I guess I'll go out and eat breakfast and try and act nonchalant.
As you open the door to the rest of the bar, the same sounds of clinking silverware hitting wooden plates and ceramic bowls fills your ears, and the light sound of chatter, early morning chatter. As you step out into the bar proper, again, handful of people seeming to be grabbing meals before they go, fistful of travelers at a center table, waitresses walking around taking orders. Nothing seems immediately amiss.
No, no guards walking around questioning people.
Doesn't appear to be.
That's reassuring. I guess I'll find an empty table to sit down at and wait to place my breakfast order.
Eventually, someone comes along. What can I get for you?
What do you have for breakfast today?
Well, we've got plenty of different things. Depends on what you're interested in. She points up to a board, and it's got, sausages and eggs and different kinds of breads.
I'll have some sausage and some bread.
Oh,
And a cup of tea.
not a problem. I'll be right back. She kind of scutters off. Garish going up to the bar. The dwarven gentleman with the very strange eyepiece is there behind the bar. Looks up at you. Ah, you sleep all right?
Mm-hmm.
They're not the best beds in the entire country, but hey, they work well when you've had a long day like you did.
They sure do.
Something for breakfast.
Yep. Say, do you know anything about the halfling who was sitting here last night?
Kind of is taken aback for a moment when you say that. Give me a persuasion check. No, a little bit. I think her name's Alice.
Hmm.
She's a freelancer for hire, I believe. That's about all I know about her.
See,
She comes around every so often. He puts a thumb back to the board with the chalkboard with all the names and numbers written on it. And you see Alice Tumblebottom written on the board with a 13 next to it. She's not the top, but she's pretty high up there.
13 all on her own.
Oh, I don't know if they were all on her own. Only weapon I've seen on her is a crossbow. Some of those ears I got were, well, burnt.
Hmm.
She's the only person that ever turns them in for under that name, though. Eventually, your breakfasts are brought to you, and drinks alongside. It's not bad. It's not the greatest meal you've ever had, but it's not bad.
After finishing my meal, I guess I will. Garish, do you come to the table with me, or do you eat at the bar?
To the table.
Okay, so what did you learn?
Well, her name's Alice. She has 13 kills, goblins to her name. But some of the goblins were burned in some way.
Sounds
So
magic-y to me.
either she has some offensive potency or she has backup.
Huh. Well, either way, this does bode well for us taking her down quick and easy. No leads on where she might be?
No. But at least we have a name now.
That's true. Well, if we know she takes jobs, maybe we could put one out for her.
Hmm.
I don't know what we would do. We could ask her to come hunt a werewolf with us. And I sort of chuckle at that.
You know, that might be an idea.
Please don't take it too seriously. I'm not a don't want to fight a werewolf. Geez, I mean, she's taking these sort of jobs. I don't know if she would sign up for that sort of thing right away. She
Hmm.
does less scrupulous things. Maybe it's just early in the morning, but my lack of cunning seems to be not doing me very well this day. With that, I'll sip my tea a little bit more. Finish it off.
People come and go as you sip on your tea and discuss what your plans are for the day. Eventually, your passive perception picks up the fact that two guardsmen have strolled in at some point during your meal and are beginning to talk to some tables. They both hold what appears to be sheets of paper that they show to the people at the tables.
Oh no, how do we play this, Garish? What do we do?
We should wait for them to come to us. We could get more information.
A few moments pass by.
Okay.
One stops a waitress, another goes to the bar. A little longer, eventually this one makes his way over to your table. Excuse me, I don't mean to interrupt your meal.
No, I just finished.
It's fortuitous. Um, Again, sorry to bother you, but have you seen this man? He holds up a picture. It looks like Keith. It's a little rough sketch, but it looks like Keith. Have you seen this man?
I will peer at it closely.
I'm gonna look at it and be like, "Isn't that one of the stall guys in the Fang Market?"
Stone Fame Market. I haven't heard that yet. Uh, no,
Sorry,
this.
I'm new to town. I don't know a lot of people here.
No, you're all right. I might check that out later. So neither one of you have seen this man?
Not unless it's that guy.
Hmm.
I don't
I
recognize him.
I don't know. That place is a sea of faces.
Make a deception check there, McLaresh.
Oh, why am I lying? I'm so bad at it. Huh.
Okay. I have made a note.
Sorry.
You say anything, Garish?
No.
He nods. Well, if you do see this individual, let a guardsman know right away. He's very dangerous.
Can I use my inspiration dice?
Oh, to re-roll the deception? Yeah, you can do that.
Yeah. Totally worth it.
Okay.
My inspiration is gone.
Well, if either one of you see this man, be sure to let a guard know. He's very dangerous.
Would he be dangerous to us?
No, right now there's not a bounty out for him, but we're just trying to find him and get some answers. But give it a couple days. If he's not found by then, there'll probably be a pretty hefty bounty for what he's done. With that, he kind of turns and goes to talk to the other guard. As he walks away, you think he says under his breath, "Fang Market," as he walks away.
Best inspiration ever.
If you choose to not do anything, the rest of the patrons are questioned, table by table, and eventually the two guardsmen leave.
Oh, that was scary. I didn't like that. I'm bad at lying. Oh, what do you want to do, Garish?
I was admittedly I was half expecting you to say Keith who when there wasn't his name on it.
I'm not that bad at lying.
Right now, the only lead we have is the employer and the halfling.
I mean, we could check out the employer. We might get some more information on the halfling. You know, maybe she hasn't made the drop yet. What do you think?
Think there's not much else to do. We could head there now.
Yeah, let's go to the slums.
Okay. You make your way through the Fang. You make your way following directions Keith gave you, and those happen to take you directly through the Fang Market. And as you kind of peer about through the market, just kind of as you pass, you notice that Claudius's stall isn't there.
Oh. Maybe he takes it somewhere at night. Or maybe he just moved on.
As you continue to press forward through the market, you get the feeling that you're being followed.
Lovely.
And turning around with that kind of itch in the back of your neck feeling, you kind of turn around and you see somebody kind of like pushing their way through the crowd towards the two of you. He's got a thick leather cloak on. Looks like it's been waxed to keep the rain off. He's got a small satchel wrapped around his torso, kind of like a messenger bag style. And he's fumbling with something inside the bag as he tries to catch up to the two of you.
Since it's kind of obvious he's coming for us, I will stand and wait
Me
so he
too.
can catch up.
Eventually, he does make his way to you, not before he is pushed over and nearly knocked into a pool of mud that's nearby. He kind of brushes himself off and makes his way finally towards the two of you. Are you, He opens up he pulls up the satchel and he looks at the package. Meklaresh?
Yes, that's me.
He hands it to you. Got more deliveries to make. That's for you. Good day. And he kind of runs off.
Oh, jeez. How big is the package?
It's a small satchel. It's a small pouch. It's got your name written on it in a kind of shimmering pink ink.
I'm not very inconspicuous. I'll take a look inside right now.
Yeah. You pop open the top of the pouch, and inside is a slip of paper that's been slipped into the side of the pouch, and a small black pearl.
All right, I'm gonna read the note.
The note is written in impeccable penmanship, almost mechanical in how perfect the curling cursive letters are. But it reads, Meklaresh, I do apologize. I knew you were planning on coming by today. However, I had other business to take care of as the army is going to be moving south soon, and they have requested my assistance. I greatly appreciate your business, and I hope to do more with you in the future. Think of this as a gift from a friend. Claudius.
Oh, wow. So this small pearl is the reagent I really identify spell, correct?
You think it might work?
Yay! Thinking it can work is almost as good as making sure it works. So we'll just assume and be like, "Aw, thanks, Claudius."
Provided
And
provided there are no other stops and nothing else you'd like to do, we can move forward to the slums.
I believe so.
Mm-hmm.
You push forward, making your way through crowded streets, and suddenly, like, it's almost night and day, where you go from people kind of bumping into you and having to move aside for carriages that are, riding through the thick stones that make up the walkways here in Ravens Hill. And then you step onto a dirt path following the same directions that Keith gave you, and there's not a lot of people moving about, maybe one or two in each individual alley that you turn down. There's a woman carrying some buckets on a long stick that's over her shoulders. She's kind of carrying them as she goes. Another man sitting on a step, whittling away some piece of wood with a knife. Looks like he just started whatever project he was working on. And things begin to get quieter as you push further and further into the section. And when you finally make the last turn, you can, looking around, you see a guardsman at the far side of what appears to be a large open square, and a handful of other people kind of moving about. But you don't see this older individual that was described to you by Keith. What are your... 10... Okay. But a lot of the buildings around you are ruined, dilapidated. You can see there's a staircase off to the side that leads up higher to the building's roofs. Several overhanging planks hang off of lots of the buildings. There are piled up, broken, shredded old crates. barrels that used to be full of things that are now just full of rainwater.
I know we're outside of the Fang Market and the square. Does it have any like small like stalls or shops? Maybe even like some people look like, there might be a beggar or a group of street urchins. I'm looking for someone who would be there consistently.
You see a beggar who's over on the corner. He's kind of got his head slumped low. He's got a cup out in front of him. Looks like made out of maybe carved wood. Um, Wearing tattered, ratted clothes that maybe were white at some point, but are now a shade of brown that matches the earth that he sits on. There's a handful of other people wandering the way. They just look like poor folk. You could make a perception check to see if there's anything else that might catch your attention.
Yeah, let's
You can always ask to actively use your skills. So
yeah. Just make sure I click on the right one.
Looking around at the different house fronts, it looks like this is mostly residential. It's not like a market or anything. It's just an open square. There's a well in the center of the square, but nothing that really stands out to you.
I have a very generic description of the old man, right? That Keith gave to Garish and then Garish gave to me. Right?
Keith said he was an older gentleman. Kept the hood up most of the time, but he had like a white, short white beard that Keith could see. Talked with a rasp.
Okay. I'm going to approach the beggar. And I'm going to take a silver piece and put it in his cup. And say, here you go.
God's bless you, milady. God's bless you.
I was wondering if you might have time for a question or two. And of course, I'll reward you for any pertinent information.
He looks up at you as you said it. He looks down at himself, looks back up at you. Lady, all I got's time.
We're looking for a man, an older man, who was here yesterday, or possibly even the day before. Typically kept his hood up, had a short white beard, and spoke with a very raspy voice. Would you have seen a man like that?
His tongue kind of rolls up into his mouth, and as he opens it, you can see that there's several teeth in the front that are missing. Some of the gums are blackened, and what few teeth that are there are kind of yellowed and real gross. Well, let me think. There's lots of old folk around here. Lots of them. It depends on really who you're looking for. You had a name, I might be able to help you more. But it doesn't seem like you do, or you probably would have said it. I don't know. I see people passing by here all the time. Be honest with you, you and your very armored friend over there are the two that stuck out the most. That and that halfling girl.
Oh, you saw a halfling? Was she carrying a crossbow?
Yeah, big fucking thing. She actually was here just a few minutes ago, and he kind of gestures over towards the stairs that lead up to the top of the rooftops.
Oh. Well, thank you very much. And I'm going to drop a gold piece into his cup this time.
His eyes kind of go wide, and he grabs it out of the cup and kind of holds it close to his chest, and he stands up and kind of leaves. Like, he leaves quickly, kind of looking around to see if anybody noticed.
Yeah, flaunt that cash money. Well, we've got our lead. Alice went up those stairs, and I'm going to point at the stairs that lead up to the rooftops.
Make a perception check. Both of you can. Garish, you can see that the stairs kind of lead upward and towards the tops of houses, and you can kind of begin to trace a path through the rooftops where boards have been placed. And initially it looks like maybe they were for laundry, but the more you look at it, they look intentionally placed in almost a path that seems to curve and smooth around the rooftops. Mekhalresh, you notice the glint of steel on a rooftop as a shadow darts from the top of a roof to another.
There's someone up there and they're moving fast. Should we give chase?
Yeah, sure.
All right, with that, I say we get up there.
Okay, how fast are you all planning on going?
Oh, geez. Are we going to... We are terrible at sneaking. Do we just want to try and catch up?
Is this a case where you can use expeditious retreat?
It is, but it only works for me. So I could catch up, and then what do I do when I catch up? I currently do not have a Thunder Wave or Sleep spell memorized.
Pleasant conversation.
I mean, it's tough to hold a pleasant conversation with someone when you just literally chase them down across the rooftops and to go, hey, how's the weather?
Well, I need to know what your plans are.
Yeah, exactly. We need to figure this out fast. I mean, we can both move at the same speed if I don't use Expeditious Retreat. And we don't know if she's moving at full speed or if she's trying to be a little stealthy about this.
Well, unless she'd probably not be moving too fast.
What would I roll to figure out how fast halflings can move in comparison to a taller creature?
Well, you would know that halflings generally move slower than. I'm pretty sure their speed is 25.
Yeah, so we theoretically are faster.
They could be scaled in
Maybe
beta waves.
25 feet. But she is moving quite swiftly.
Yeah.
Probably faster than you would expect a halfling to be moving. But the question is more is your pursuit speed or quiet?
Probably quiet right now.
Okay, we'll try quiet. We'll try and keep track of where she's going and trace her route and, approach stealthily.
Not a problem. So you see her. You saw her here as she jumped from the red line, which is a board laid across the roofs.
Okay, I was zoomed in too far. I was like, I don't even see me on this map.
You're on the map.
Yeah. No, so she was on this roof, or she moved up this way?
She is currently on this roof here. With this frozen moment in time, you saw her jump off of the plank to that roof where she is now. That's where you saw her, and then you have 6 seconds to decide what you're doing before she is moving again.
Okay, do we want to try and follow from ground level or get up high?
Probably get up high.
Okay, I'm gonna move to. I assume it's this ladder and then this ladder to get
Yeah.
up to the roof.
Mm-hmm.
So I could get to this ladder, and not be able to climb up it.
Yeah, if you're trying to be quiet, you have to move at half speed and give me stealth checks.
Okay, so half speed.
Yeah.
Move back. Doop. And
You also have my cat. I don't know if she's actually with you or not.
I did leave her in the inn. I just didn't mention it. So she's currently not on the map. I'll just loop her away over there.
I'll take care of it.
They'll never see me coming.
Well, luckily, you are far enough away that the noise that you're making does not matter too much.
I'm gonna
I'll keep
put
that in mind.
I'm gonna put a finger up and just sort of shush Garish.
I mean, he's carrying a lot of weapons. Like he's gonna make noise.
Yeah, he
Stomp,
makes
stomp,
a
stomp.
he stomps super hard. He weighs like 500
Yeah.
pounds. He clinks. He clatters.
Just wait until I get onto the wood boards.
Yeah, I just hope you don't fall through the roof. All right, sneaking back up this.
Yep. You guys can go ahead and move your speed again.
Another stealth check.
Nope. We're gonna we maintain the same one until you are
Oh.
discovered or you realize how well you have rolled.
All right, let's keep plugging along. Geez, we're not quite. How long are these ladders?
They're about 10 feet.
Oh, geez. So I'm gonna get halfway up this ladder this turn.
Okay. Garish, I imagine Garish is like right behind you because you guys can both dash and move at the same
Yeah.
speed. So
Oh, we can dash sneak because
Yeah.
we've been moving like normal sneak speed.
yeah, it's
Yeah,
half of your speed to stealth, but you can still dash as your
Oh,
action.
okay.
Okay, yeah. So we're still moving 30 feet.
Yeah. So Garish, you would be
Alright.
right behind Meklarish. So when you
So I
get
guess
to
we
the
get
top
it for-
of the
yeah.
building, it is a slanted roof, and you kind of peek your head above the roof to try to track where she is. And she is
Yes,
currently on a
that's gonna be what
board over there. And you notice that she hasn't noticed the two of you yet, as far as you can tell, but her eyes are more on the guard that's underneath her, and she's trying to be very, very quiet. You can also see all of that from where you are.
Okay. Move over here then, across this board.
Sure. You
I
managed
probably
to
can't.
make it across the board quietly, very carefully.
Prob- Probably can't leap all the way over here, can
What's your strength score?
I? 18.
Uh, you can jump at most 10 feet with
Yeah.
with a running long jump.
Maybe if I had the jump spell.
If you have the jump spell, you could make it over there for sure.
Yeah, but I don't have it memorized.
Follow my course then.
Garish, as you are about halfway on the planks, you hear a voice from below you say, "Hey, what are you doing up there?" As the guard has taken notice of you. However, he is surprised, so he is not going to act.
I'm going to. Oh, I'm using my action to dash, so I'm going to be slower this turn. But
Oh, she needs to move. Excuse me.
yeah, she would also need to move. Yeah.
Taking advantage of Garish making a lot of noise. You see her dart off and jump between roofs further along the path.
This is a well, correct?
That is a well. It's a covered well.
Okay, great. I'm not visible, so I'm going to use thaumaturgy, and I'm going to make the ground around the well rumble.
Okay.
It's harmless tremors for up to a minute.
Okay. So you can move if you'd like to move as well, because that's your action.
Yeah.
We're
So I get
sort
to
of
move.
pseudo initiative.
Yeah, so I get to move 15.
Yeah.
Because, yeah.
Okay. And then I'll get the guard. So the guard, he takes a step forward, if I can get the right tool. He takes a step forward and then feels the tremors of the well, and he like falls over for half a second and breaks line of sight with Garish as he tries to steady himself on the well to kind of resist the ground shaking. And Mekalash, you hear from below, "What the hell?" But Garish, you can do whatever you'd like to do.
I will continue.
Do it sneakily.
Yeah, you can re-roll your stealth check if you'd like.
I would like to.
Okay.
It's better. Not much, but slightly.
It is better. So there's a veranda there. Okay.
So did she hop off this building over here?
No, she's still up top.
Okay, and we don't believe she has noticed us. We're not sure.
Oh, she definitely noticed that you're there.
Okay. Oops. Oh yeah, she noticed Garish for sure, and then by extension me.
And she jumps on the side of a sloped roof here and disappears.
I say, well, sneaking's out.
And we'll get back to Meklaresh.
Okay, so how do you do the continuous snap? Like
You
draw and then draw.
Yeah, you draw and then you right click.
Okay. Well, let's
Keep holding left click.
yes.
Okay, so you're just throwing stealth out the window. You're just trying to catch up to her now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty much.
Okay. Make 2 acrobatics checks.
Oh no.
As you are running quickly on top of very thin planks.
Haha. Yep. I'm just laying flat on my back in the dirt, thinking to myself.
Take
That
2
could've
points
gone
of
better.
bludgeoning damage as you slip off the wall. On the opposite side the guard is on. And crash onto a small bed of rocks. Some of which embed
Ow.
into your skin a little bit. It's very painful, but you're not very hurt.
That could have gone better. It's up to you, Garish.
Do you have any rope on you?
You still have the rest of you still have you are prone, but you only
Yeah.
moved 15 feet there. So you can spend
Okay,
15 feet to
so-
stand up and you still have your action.
Yeah, I guess I'm just gonna pursue on ground.
Sure. There's a wall directly in front of you there, so you have to go
Yeah.
through the other opening.
I have to go like around this way.
You have to go. Yeah, like that.
Can I go under this
Yeah,
veranda?
yeah, you can go under that one.
Okay, great. I'm gonna get over here.
Nope, I had the wrong tool selected because I'm a great DM. Okay. Garish?
Don't see it.
Oh, guard. The guard looks up and is like scanning the horizon. You there! Stop! As he points at Garish. And then he steps forward and is trying to he's looking around trying to figure out some way to get up to where Garish is. And Garish, it's your action.
I'm gonna use a bonus action to toss a silver down to him.
Make a persuasion check. Okay. Well, we'll deal with the results of that roll when it gets back to the guard's turn.
Do you say anything, or just literally toss a coin at him and keep running?
I don't even look at him.
Oh, great.
Go full speed.
Give me 2 acrobatics checks. So you get to here, and the weight of everything you're carrying and your armor, and you know you're a big guy. You shatter one of the boards and fall about 4 feet onto the fence below. But I'll let you choose which direction you fall, or if there's anything else you'd like to try to do to not. But this board that you were on, that thing is completely destroyed. This entire section comes down.
You use 10-foot pull chan as a balance.
I would have let you do that had you said that before you rolled.
I will fall on the other side.
Okay, but there you can still do other things. There's still that about a 6-foot high fence there, as well.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know if there's anything you want to do with that, or but you can just opt to fall.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Take 6 points of bludgeoning damage as you come down hard, smashing the fence and then rolling off and falling into the same stones that Mekhlarash did. You are prone. You've spent 15 feet of movement.
How much further could I go with a dash?
Stand up from prone, costs 15 feet, and then if you dash, you can move 30 more.
There's a path over here.
Yep.
Yeah. Go look at Garish behind me and be like, we're so good at this.
Jump is not for me.
Okay. You guys just see this in post, like, what the hell is he doing? So the guard reaches down, picks up the silver piece, and then just starts walking the other way. He does admittedly like look back when you crash through the boards, but he just keeps walking like away from you guys. But yeah, you guys, it's up to you guys what you want to do.
Okay, looking up and following like the path of the board, she went this way most likely. So I'm gonna run down this alleyway. Oh wait, let's go run down this alleyway and take a look.
Sure. Slide your token down there.
To here.
Make a perception check.
I was looking at spells to try and save Garish if things went south, so...
With 16, you see one of the alleyways has been stacked with all these sort of torn and rotten boxes. Another has another one of those just sheep cloths that is hung over the entire way that has the board directly above it. Directly in front of you is a like 8-foot tall fence, just where the fortifications for the fence, the like cross beams, are on the other side of the fence. So you're like on the side
I'm
that's
on the
supposed
smooth
to keep.
side.
Yeah, you're on the smooth side. Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know why that was so hard for me to say.
So, do I see any more down here, or am I still limited to what I can see? Like, geez, is the fence here?
Yeah, that's the fence.
Like, okay, so she's presumably here. I can't see any more of this rooftop area
Yeah,
and dead
it,
end. Sorry,
so
I'm just like I was zoomed out kind of far, so
you
I
can
didn't
see.
really.
Yeah, you can see
Okay,
the roof there.
so I have to get over this fence. Um, so I still have my dash movement left.
Correct.
Uh, so could I try and make like a running jump to try and like, because that would be 10, and then I would try and jump as high as I could and like amble over this fence?
Yeah. I mean, you can make an athletics check. Yeah.
Yeah, let's try that.
So in your head, you thought, man, this would be really freaking cool. So you run and you go to put a foot on the fence to try to give yourself some leverage to make the jump, and your face just right into the fence.
Yeah.
And it stings and it hurts and take another point of bludgeoning damage.
Oh no.
And you think that there's like your face feels wet and you reach your hand up and your nose is bleeding.
Oh no.
But give me a perception check while you're in pain with a disadvantage.
Okay. Do
Oh
you want me
well,
to roll again?
yeah. It
Or
hurts. It
yeah.
hurts a lot.
Yeah.
You look up and you see a smattering of your own blood on the wooden fence. Garish?
Gonna run up here.
Sure. You make your way into the alleyway where McLaresh is currently holding her face. You did watch her do that. You watched her face plant into the fence.
I broke my nose.
So is this blocked?
Yeah, there's a smattering of old, like half decrepit and rotten boxes there.
How high up are the rooftops? 20 feet? 30 feet?
These are a little lower. These are about 15 feet up.
Okay.
About double the length of the height of the fence.
I'm gonna try to climb up using fence to this roof right here.
Are you they using the fence?
Mm-hmm.
Because the fence is down here.
Yeah, it's just down here where I
Oh.
ran into.
Yeah, these are boxes. There's a bunch of like stacked
Okay.
boxes here.
Those are those boxes that were described as decrepit,
Yeah.
meaning they won't support a 500-pound orc.
I mean, you could try to climb the boxes. They definitely look like they're climbable. But they are old. Very, very old.
If I stand at the edges, less likely to break, I tell myself as I do it.
Okay. Give me an athletics check with advantage. Because you make a good point about the edges. So yeah, using your knowledge of structural stability, you managed to make your way up on the roof here. Give me a perception check as you look around. Yeah, looking around, you don't see her. You don't know where she is, but she's not on top of any of the roofs near you. We'll take her turn. You hear the sound of what sounds like metal grinding on stone for a few moments, and then a heavy clang.
Can't see what caused it.
No, it came from the south of you, toward ground level.
So, like on the other side of this fence?
Yeah, that's a pretty good guess.
Okay. Garish skillfully climbed the boxes. I would like to, you know, follow his route.
Yeah, you can make an athletic check with advantage. Yeah, you get up. No problem.
Okay, yeah. And I'm gonna try and like get over here. I'm walking on the opposite, like this side of the roof, so I'm not as exposed to look into where the fence was blocking off.
There you go.
Okay.
Looking down, you see what appears to be a large sewer grate.
Looks like we're getting stinky.
Always the sewer level.
I'll sort of motion for Garish to follow and hop down off the roof.
Give me an acrobatics check as you land.
Oops.
Yeah, 17. That's good. Yeah, you managed to land, do a 3-point landing, kind of brush yourself off. Your face still stings a little bit from your brush
Yeah.
with the fence.
Is the blood stopped?
Yeah. It was just a
Good.
little bit. It was just a little bit of blood.
Ultra here. Same roll.
Yep. Yeah, you managed to land without much of an issue. It's a little less graceful of a landing than Mekleresh did, but you managed to land with no
And
problems.
that gets a lot louder.
Fuck.
Anyone in this sewer probably heard it.
You do land on dirt, so it's not making like
Yeah.
an exceptional amount of noise.
Well, Garish would clatter quite a bit. It'd be like wind chimes in a hurricane.
You do see, as you examine the manhole cover, it appears that there is a lock on the interior of it, but that lock is just dangling on looks like a metal ring on the side.
Okay, so it's open. Or no, it's not open.
It's open.
Okay, yeah.
It appears that your swift pursuit has stopped them from locking the way
Door
behind them.
behind them. Yeah. Well, do we go in? I assume we go in. Would you like
Yep.
to take the lead?
I would.
You clamber down several rings that are affixed to anchor points in the stone. The rings kind of swing freely in place, but they're stable enough for you to like set your feet in and grab the rings as you kind of climb your way down. You the smell isn't terrible down here. It's not nearly as bad as some of the other places you've adventured and been in by any means. It's not rot and decay. It's more damp, old, musty, more than it is like rotten and refuse.
So it's kind of like Torgrad.
It's nicer than Torgrad in smell wise.
That's nice. That's pleasant.
The water is slightly. It's very, very, very dark down here, and because you guys, the only light source you have is coming from the manhole cover itself. You can see into the water, and the water is kind of murky, but not completely obfuscated. The stones themselves seem to be rather well kept, although the stones near the base and along the floors are very damp and very slick. You can hear the rushing sound of water immediately as soon as you both hit the bottom of the rings. You peer.
So we wouldn't hear footsteps.
Yeah, no. The only thing you can hear right now is water, like a lot of rushing water. Also, further down the way, you notice that there are ebbs and flows as the water is flowing. Am I on the wrong layer here? What's going on? Here we go. Water's flowing this way into a grate underneath there, but the water looks like it's splitting its path down here. Let me reveal a little bit more. There you go. But you do occasionally notice that there are breaks in the water where the water looks like it's flowing contradictory to the rest. Small eddies in the pool. Things that are causing the water kind of pool around it.
I'm gonna look at the stones beneath our feet and just see if there's like any indication of this is the route less traveled. People pass by. Like, I'm looking for signs of travel.
Sure, make an investigation or survival check.
Much better at investigating.
You definitely can tell. I'll mark this in a different color. Let's do like white will stand out. You can definitely tell that there's people gone down this way, and then further down the line you can see scuff marks where there have been people who have walked kind of this path here.
Gonna sort of do like the 2-finger motion thing to Garish and be like, we should go this way. And I assume we made a lot of noise coming down those iron rings.
Surprisingly, not really.
Oh, do we want to resume stealth?
They know pursuit.
Yeah, but they don't know right now. They could feel a little safer.
True.
Because they'd hear us fall off the roof. I assume.
And we weren't in line of sight of the crate when they went down it. They might assume we've
Yeah.
lost them.
I mean, we have a trail currently. We could just follow the trail. Yeah, let's be sneakies.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right. I will make a note.
All right, so we can still sneak, but we're moving our regular speed because we're dashing. So, boop.
Problem. I'll go ahead and reveal a little bit more. That's not revealed. That's hide. The interface is not being very friendly with me.
Oh no, I'm going blind.
The light behind you makes it a little harder to see, although your dark vision does help out to a significant degree. You see large piles of refuse that are piled up in the center corridor there. The water kind of slowly trickling in through the center. And it's all coming from this direction. The water's going underneath this here as well.
Since we have a branch in the path, I would like to make another investigation check to see which travel. Oh, it's going this way?
Yep.
All right, so 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I'll take a look here to see which way it's going.
Yeah, let me move you back some.
Okay.
You get here. You see the biggest rat you've seen in your entire life, curled up with about 3 more in a pile. Over there. They have not noticed you yet, as you're both moving very quietly through a very loud sewer system, but you do notice them over in the corner. Kind of
Keep
all
an eye on the
huddled up.
ceiling.
Ugh, gonna just
Looking
keep
up, you
quiet.
see like what appear to be gross stalactites that are dripping water down into the stream as you kind of keep your eyes upward as well.
So looking for more signs of travel down here, whether they would have gone left or right. Trying to ignore the giant rats. Okay. Yeah, it's weird. We're not quite centered into the map.
We're just staying on the far side away from the rats.
Yeah.
Mm.
Alright, I'm just gonna try and very carefully get up to the corner and hope they don't see me.
It's pitch black this far in now.
Yeah.
No light at all. The only things you can see now are shades of black and white. In the rushing water no longer is clear. It's just a sheet of black shimmer in your dark vision.
But the rats still haven't noticed us.
Appears so.
Okay. Keep going.
Are you bleeding or is Garish bleeding?
I am leading.
Okay, you can stop there then.
Yep.
Garish, you can move as if you were moving in tandem. You can move up to where you would be when she is there. As soon as you round the corner, you hear a male voice say, "Now!"
Oh, frick.
And let me just double check here. Yep. You guys can go ahead and roll initiative. That'd be great if you could do that for me.
Yay.
Nice. It would really help if I wrote down the order correctly. Garish. And Mac.
I think I should have had mage armor on.
A volley of arrows flies at you through the darkness. 3 of the men are wielding short bows, and the arrows fly and smash into the wall as you round the corner, barely in time to avoid the volley of shots. Does a 12 beat your armor class?
It does. Just by 1.
Take 5 points of piercing damage as you hear a metallic
Ow.
thwang as the halfling girl shot her massive crossbow at you. Very quickly, she again reloads the crossbow and fires again. Take 11 points of piercing damage as a second bolt strikes true and strikes you in your side.
I am looking very, very hurt by this.
That's what we get for messing with the sewer bowler hat gang.
Yeah. And then that will bring us to Garish's initiative. You hear a volley of arrows being shot after the now that came echoing down the corridor. It's one of those moments where I am like, is Cobalt Fight Club okay? Like, this shouldn't be that hard.
Having the mage lead the way didn't help.
Oh, but it is your action, Garish. Are you talking or are you thinking?
Thinking.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna peek around the corner and fire crossbow at this guy.
Sure, go for it. You spin around the corner, kind of holding onto Mekleresh to kind of keep her in cover with one hand, and you aim with the other and fire your crossbow one-handed, and it sinks directly into his skull, and he splashes into the water.
They shot first.
They did shoot first. You still have a lot of movement left in your bonus action if there's anything else you'd like to do. Before someone in the comments tells me that crossbows are two-handed, it was for the cool factor.
Also, Garish is big.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stay here under cover. End
Sure,
my turn.
no problem. Bring us to Mekleresh.
Okay. Just a question. My necklace.
Yeah.
I can direct those bolts to different targets, correct?
Correct. Oh, the only thing the necklace does is it enhances the damage of each individual magic missile.
Okay, it doesn't generate extra missiles.
Correct.
Gotcha. I need to fire them all simultaneously, so... Just reading the spell.
Oh, I rolled max damage.
Yeah,
You
you did.
sure did.
Which, with the amount of HP I had, that was exactly how much damage you needed.
I'm going to attempt to magic missile as a second level spell. 2 missiles at each target.
Okay, you only have 4 missiles if you cast it at second
Oh,
level.
I mean the 2 bowler
Okay,
hack
two
guys.
at each.
You
Okay,
mean
so
excluding, yeah.
Yeah, go ahead and roll it.
Now, will it let me cast at the second level from here? No, it won't. So I have an extra.
Just cast it from your actual cast thing. It should still add the radiant damage. I think we did factor that in.
Well, no, I did click it from the attack. So like it didn't let me cast it as a second level spell. So that's only 3 missiles.
Just roll 2 more d4s. I'll figure it out. Let me
Yeah.
worry about that math. Wow. So the second guy falls over with a thud as you rear up your hand and you cast the magic missile spell, and as the missiles fire out, your necklace glows and quickly zips power to each of the missiles that then spread out and strike both targets. The guy on the southern end is looking very, very hurt, and the guy on the northern end has now a glowing hole where his chest should be. You could say you shot him through the heart.
Fun.
Hard to
And
blame.
with that, I'm going to move behind Garish.
Great. This guy is going to fire a bolt at Garish. You have cover. And that is not enough to hit you. The arrow from the short bow plinks off of the wall as he then runs around the corner. And then she is going to fire 2 bolts as well. Shooting 1 and then reloading and then shooting again. And then she's going to move. And then she's going to... that. Okay. Alright, it'll bring us back to you guys' turn. Garish?
I'll move up here.
Oh, but before you move, give me a perception check. if you don't mind, because you are in the middle of the heat of battle. But I will allow you the affordance. Okay, not a problem. Yeah, you could just like you watch as one of the bodies floats in the river as you are walking over to the bridge. Mech, you need to start that movement from the tile you're in.
Oh, I didn't realize I didn't start it
Yeah.
that way.
I'm gonna throw a ball bearing
Okay. Where?
down here.
Sure. You take a ball bearing out and you toss it. It lands and kind of rolls on the stones a little bit.
996 ball bearings.
Okay. That brings us to Miklaresh's turn.
Okay, I'm going to get to here.
Miklaresh, you can also give me a perception check.
Oh, fun.
Before you take your movement, you hear a low hiss from behind you in the tunnel. Turning your
So-
head for a brief moment, you notice that the rats have woken up.
Yep, that definitely speeds up. I do exactly the same thing I do. So I move here, and then I use my bonus action to dash to here.
Okay. Let me go ahead and reveal a little bit more of the map now that you're further in. I think I give you that much safely.
Yeah, I just want to confirm. Are these columns or wells?
They're columns.
Okay, perfect.
That's up. Yeah. I know it's a
Yep.
little like you can like focus out and see them as holes, but they're not. They're up.
Okay, and I only have a bonus action and reaction left, and I don't really have anything I can do with either of those, so I will pass.
This guy's gonna move here. He's gonna have line of sight on you. You have partial cover.
Oh no. Avenge me, Garrett.
Take 10 points of piercing damage
I am unconscious.
as you collapse to the bridge, getting shot again in your chest.
I'm riddled with arrows or crossbow bolts.
This guy's gonna continue his movement. Let me go ahead and just mark you here. There you go. All right, Garish, it is your action.
Healer's kit.
No, it is an action to stabilize a target,
Okay.
which means that Meklesh will not have to roll for death, but she will not get back up.
Yeah, I'm gonna get up to her and use that.
Sure. I believe you have potions. If I'm not mistaken, I think you guys have healing potions.
I have one healing potion.
Yeah. That would, as a note, I'm not trying to dissuade your actions, but that would get her back up if you recover HP.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll use a potion.
Yeah, we'll take your action to administer the potion.
Mhm.
But go ahead and roll a d4 plus 1. Mikoresh, get back 4 hit points, and you are now prone and conscious.
She's
As
not
Garrett-
back in.
As Garish rips an arrow out of you and is holding a glass vial over your mouth as you kind of cough and sputter the strangely cherry tasting liquid. Is your action.
Woo! I cast Mage Armor.
Probably would have served you a little better if you cast it earlier, but yeah, okay, yeah. You have your major armor up. You reach for your chest and you cast the spell, and a soft warm glow envelops your chest and spreads outward through your body, and now there is kind of this invisible field around you. You can see it shimmer for a brief moment and then fades, but you are now protected by the mage armor.
Okay, do for my turn.
Okay,
I will stay. Actually, I'll move behind Garish.
good call. All right, they're gonna do the exact same thing that they were gonna do before. Okay, Garish, is your action.
I'm gonna dash up to here.
Sure, no problem. You actually can get a glimpse around the corner. You get a glimpse long enough to see this gentleman here dropping a vial onto the ground that smashes. And Alice appears to be going through some sort of a chest around the corner, but you can't see what she's kind of rummaging through other than the fact that there is a box there of some sort. Large box. She appears to be going very quickly. McLaresh, it'll be your action.
Okay, I'm gonna use my. Yeah, just dash right up behind Garish.
Sure.
I think that's all I've got right now.
Bringing us back to their turn. The gentleman's going to grab a short sword and run forward. And you watch as Alice finds what she was looking for, a small wooden box, maybe 1 foot by half a foot by maybe like 3 inches. Not a very large box. She takes the box, chucks the box into the water, and as she does, she pulls a dagger out from it. A gleaming dagger with very intricate designs that you can tell with what very little you can see with your dark vision. He is going to swipe at you with the short sword. 17 against your armor class.
Armor class is 18 if we're counting my shield right now.
Yep, we are. So yeah, that's going to miss. So he brings the short sword forward, and you just deflect it with your bracer, kind of bat it away. Alice has used her action, so Garish, it is your turn.
I'm going to attack with my rapier.
Sure, not a problem. Go ahead and roll. Unfortunately, that is not enough. The rapier swings wide as he bats it away with the short sword as you two are kind of locked in mid-combat. You still have your bonus action and your movement if you'd like to do anything else.
I'll stay still.
Okay, McLaresh, it's your turn.
Okay, I'm going to move forward, and I'm going to attempt to shocking grasp.
Sure, go ahead and roll.
It's not wearing metal.
No, he's wearing leather.
Yeah, so
However, 15 is enough to hit, and 5 is enough damage, as he had been previously struck, and the healing potion that he consumed was not enough to keep him alive. As you electrocute him, his body falls limp onto the cold, wet stones below.
and then I'm going to use the rest of my movement to get back in cover.
Fantastic. That'll bring us to those. A lot of moving parts here. And then we'll get to Alice's turn. Alice is going to dash forward. She's going to take a swipe with the dagger. It's going to miss. Take Take another swipe with the dagger. That is also going to miss. All right, and that'll bring us to Garish's turn.
Just because you can pushing attack doesn't mean you should.
Yeah, then we have to get her out of the water if we want the dagger.
It is
What
about
kind
a,
of
it
thing
is
to
about a
do?
3-foot drop down into the water below, and the water is moving.
Oh, you know what I could do? I'm going to once again attack with my rapier.
Okay. Okay, that is enough. So she must make a strength saving throw, or drop the object of your choice. I'm assuming the dagger.
Mm-hmm. Let's see.
Try to
Superior
bat it into the river.
Well, ideally, I use my bonus action to catch it as it flies into my hand.
What is your save DC? It should be on your spell sheet. It should be the very last page on your character sheet.
I don't think I have that written in.
Let me look. Oh, I do not. Hold on.
How would that be calculated?
It's strength.
Also, I think I need to roll superiority die for the bonus
You
damage.
do.
8 right now?
Yeah, your spell save DC is 14 from disarming attack, so that is just barely under what you need. So she does not drop the dagger. However, you do 13 piercing damage. Holy crap. And you also deal your superiority dice.
D8. Okay.
So 14 points of damage as you slice at her hand, and she just barely gets out of the way to not drop the dagger on the ground, but you do a quick pirouette and slice upward and cut a long, deep gouge in her chest.
And that's my turn.
Okay, Mekleresh.
Okay, I'm going to move back over here for better line of sight. And we're going to acid splash at her.
Is a dexterity save?
Yes.
Yeah, she's going to go ahead and take 6 points of acid damage as you conjure forth a orb of acid in the space that then explodes into a shower of fluid that causes her skin to kind of blister and boil where it made contact. She does not look very happy. She says some expletives that are probably things I should not say here in regards to you and your womanhood.
Oh.
And that will bring it back to anything else you'd like to do for your turn.
Geez, how much movement did I use to get over here? I'll move back to here, just in case.
Okay, no problem.
Look a little less threatening.
Yeah, you hear a lot of sounds coming from behind you in the hallway after your turn is over. And since you moved back, I can reveal you've got some friends that are coming.
Oh, joy.
That'll bring us to her turn. And she's going to swing at you with the dagger once again, twice. Neither one of them hit. You are just managing to barely hold her off as she slashes at you with a feverish vigor. Because a 14 does not hit your armor class. That'll bring us back to your turn, Garish. Actually, seeing the rats, she's going to bonus action disengage and move here. It's 25.
She can. Damn, she has bonus action disengage?
She sure does. And then, Garish, it is your turn.
All right. I'm going to fire with crossbow.
Sure. A 12 unfortunately just misses as it flies into the darkness behind her.
Can I see the enemy earlier dropped some sort of flask here?
It was a empty flask.
Oh, okay.
He drank a healing potion.
Well, I'm gonna run up in pursuit.
Sure. You're right under. I assume you're rapier at the ready to strike if she tries to get away from you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Mek'Laresh, it's your turn.
Okay, 1, 2. Casting magic missiles. This is a level 1 spell at her.
Once again, your necklace doing some heavy lifting. Missiles smash into her, leaving singeing, burning, slightly glowing runes where they struck her, as the magic of your amulet has greatly enhanced the damage of your magic missile. However, she is still standing. Well, she's looking pretty hurt now. She's starting to show some wear and tear finally.
And I'm going to get right here. I believe that's the end of my movement.
Yep.
Because I would like to be not near those rats.
Speaking
As
of
long as
rats,
possible.
okay, that'll bring us back to Alice's turn. She's again going to try to score a strike with the dagger. I got a 17 versus armor class, which I believe misses you. Garish.
Yeah.
So, once again, you are just managing to just barely not get struck by this thing. And now that she's been swinging it for a while, she seems bound and determined to just strike you anywhere with this thing. As long as it hits you is kind of like what she's going for, but you're just barely, with all of your training, you know how to deflect these blows easily, so she's having a very hard time. That'll bring it back to your turn, Garish.
With the spear revealed?
Oh, yeah.
Ooh. Loop, possibly.
Actually, she's going to shift on her turn to here, but still keep you in melee.
So I can roll superiority dice after a hit land. After a hit lands, right?
You can decide to use any of your combat maneuvers after you've already seen the result of the dice.
Okay. I'm going to attack with rapier again.
Yeah. Nope, with the 8 is not going to be enough to hit her.
I'm going to action surge.
Sure.
And attack again.
Okay. Yeah. 22 to hit. That'll definitely hit.
I'll pushing attack her into the wall here.
Okay. I believe she gets a strength saving throw. And she does not succeed, so she does slam against the wall. And 11 points of damage. She is looking quite hurt now. Quite hurt. Not quite on death's door yet, but very hurt nonetheless.
And I'll move up here.
Okay. Wow, that was really bad on her part. I had a plan. She had a plan for what she was going to do, but it didn't work out because you pushed her. Mek'Laresh, it is your action.
Great. Let's just see. Is she? Yeah, I can't flank her, but I can at least get up on top of her.
She is not wearing metal armor, by the way. She's wearing leather armor.
No, I kind of figured. Actually, in that case, I'm going to step back here.
Because I knew you were going to ask me after you had already moved, so I wanted to save you some trouble.
We're just going to try another acid splash.
Can you link the description for Acid Splash for me? Just click on the little speech bubble next to the actual spell.
Yep. Sorry.
Okay, so target's a creature, not a cell. Okay, yeah, no problem.
Yeah.
So that's a dex save.
Yeah, it's choose 1 or 2. That's why I was looking at it, making sure I didn't accidentally acid Garish.
Yeah, no, yep, she's gonna take another 2 points of acid damage. Anything else you'd like to do for your turn?
I'd like to pray that I don't get killed again.
Great.
Yeah.
Well, it's gonna be the rat's turn. They're about the size of like a large dog, by the way. They're very, very, very large rats. Covered in God knows what that it's caused their hair to mat and kind of sink to itself. And their eyes in your dark vision kind of have like a glassy sheen to them. That'll bring us back to Alice's turn. She's going to spend 10 points of movement to move here. And she's going to make... she's more worried about Garrus than she is Mech.
Mech has not been doing much damage.
Okay, so the first attack, she tries to lunge into you with the knife, and you deathfully dodge out of the way. And the second strike strikes true and gets you directly in your side. Take 5 points of piercing damage. And when
I'm going to use parry.
Okay, so it would have been a 23 to hit you. So your armor class is 18, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So you're just reducing the damage that she dealt.
Yeah.
So go ahead and roll
Yep.
your superiority dice and add your dex. I thought it was reduce the attack roll. I thought it was the other parry. Okay, so you take no damage. I suppose since you didn't take any damage from the hit, I will count it as a miss in that event. For reasons. So she's about to gut you, and you take your gauntleted hand and push her hand just slightly to the side in a moment of reflex, and it just whiffs past your side, barely not connecting. That's clutch. That's clutch parry. Wow. Okay. Yeah. And she is going to use her bonus action and disengage. And she's going to spend 10 feet of movement to move here. Now she can't move past Mick. So it's going to be 10, 20, 25 as she jumps into the water. But the current has its own initiative, and it has not gone yet. So it's going to be Garish. It's your action. She is looking pretty hurt. As a note.
I'm trying to yank her out of the water.
Okay, so it's a 3-foot drop down. So if you want to try to yank her out of the water, you have to get prone to get her out of the water. To try to grab her. So it's... In order for you to do this, so you're going to be prone, and then you have to do a grapple check this turn.
How deep is the water now that we've seen her standing on flat ground and now she's in the water? Like, is she treading water or is she standing on something?
She's treading water right now.
Oh, geez. Yeah.
So go ahead and make an athletics check to see if you can successfully grapple her to stop her from moving. Yeah, you got her. You quickly drop prone, reach your hand in the water, and grab her, the back piece of her armor, and hold it firmly in your hand as you are now tugging against the current, holding her in place. But that is your action, and next turn you could pull her out of the water if you wanted. But she can also either attack you with a light weapon or once with a light weapon, or try to resist the grapple in her turn. But that is your movement, because you can't move because and you've used your action, so you have your bonus action. Do you have anything else you want to do?
I don't think there's anything I can use it on right now.
Okay, it
Aside from
is
healing.
Meklaresh's turn.
Okay. I'm a little concerned about these rats that are coming in, but I really want to deal with her first.
Right.
And you're saying she's looking really, really hurt, right?
She's looking pretty hurt. She's not quite on death's door yet, but she's looking pretty hurt. Another really solid hit probably get her down.
Yeah. We're going to use a good old magic missile spell.
Okay. Now, as a note, before I tell you the result, are you trying to kill her with this, or are you trying to incapacitate her with this?
I am trying to incapacitate
Okay.
her. I want some answers.
No problem. You cast the spell, and focusing on her limbs that are kind of trudging the water and trying to pull away from Garish, and not hit her core, which would definitely kill her. The missiles zip out and strike her, as then she goes limp in the water, unconscious. Okay, so she is knocked out. She is not dead, but she is bleeding out, essentially. But she can no longer resist grapple attempts. Anything else you'd like to do for your turn?
Healing potion is a standard action.
It's a bonus action for players.
Oh, I'm gonna chug a healing potion. Probably
Sure.
should have done that a couple turns ago. / roll 2d4 plus 2.
Oh, they are 2d4. Hold on. I forgot they were 2d4. Get 4 more hit points on top of that from the first potion.
Oh,
5 more hit points.
awesome.
Sorry, not 4. I forgot that it was 2d4 plus 2, not a d4 plus 1.
okay. So I'm at 9 plus 7, 16. Okay. Feeling more confident about fighting the rats.
You're doing significantly better. He's going to go Rat's turn. Rats, unfortunately, are kind of in this single file line.
I don't mind.
This one's going to, run around here. Okay. And the first one is going to make an attack at Garish with a bite. That's advantage because you are prone. I believe that a plus 4. 22 will hit you.
Yeah.
Take 6 points of piercing damage as the rat bites down on your leg. As you are now holding an unconscious halfling in a flowing river. The rest of them, however, cannot reach you from where you are. And it is now the current's turn. You can give me a strength saving throw with advantage, Garish, to try to hold onto her against the rapids. They're not going incredibly fast, but it's enough where you're struggling to hold on. But you kind of muscle through the pain of the rat biting into your leg, and you manage to maintain your hold on her. Which will bring it to your turn, Garish.
I'm pulling her out of the water.
Sure. There's a lot of blood in the water. Like a lot of blood.
Can I...
But I'll let you move her out with your movement.
Okay, so I'll heal her kit now.
Sure, you can use your action to stabilize her.
That won't wake her up, will it?
No, it sets her at 0 hit points. Make a medicine check as you use that, just as a small note. Okay. Yeah, you bandage her up good. She doesn't look like she's bleeding out anymore. Her breathing is very shallow, but she's alive for now. So that is your action and your movement. You have your bonus action left.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Meklaresh, it's your turn.
Okay. First up, gonna bonus action. Dragon's Breath myself.
Okay.
And I'm going to pick fire damage.
Okay.
Then I'm
So
going to
yeah. So you are you using a reagent or are you using a component? I'm just curious for me.
I believe I'm using my spellcasting focus.
Okay. So which is your Wand of the War Mage?
Yes.
So you reach up and you tap your tongue with the Wand of the War Mage, and there's this incredible heat that begins to just fill your throat in the back of your mouth, and you can feel it almost roiling out. It's not painful, but you can definitely feel there's an intensity there as you cast the spell.
Okay, and then I'm going to move 1, 2, and it's a 15-foot cone, correct?
It is a 15-foot cone.
So if I target this square, I should be able to blast
Yeah, you will hit all three of
all
them.
3 rats. Yes. So I would like to see some dex saving throws.
Sure, go ahead and roll damage.
So it's just 3d6.
The smell of burnt fur and refuse immediately fills the air as there is a thick black smoke that billows outward after you release a torrent of flame from out of your mouth. And when you look, there are 3 deep-fried rats' corpses lying on front of Garish.
Oh, I'm just going to like wave in front of my face and be like, breakfast was spicy.
Yeah, wow, 17 damage on a
Yeah.
Dragon's Breath. That's insane.
That was so good. I was expecting to do like 8.
3 failed rolls. That's crazy. All right. Anything else you'd like to do for your turn? That's your movement, your bonus. Yep, you're done. Okay.
Yep, I'm done.
This one's gonna run away.
Bye. Don't write.
If you'd like to pursue the rat, that's up to you. But I will break initiative here if you choose not to pursue.
It is a rat. I am totally fine with not pursuing a rat.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not going to pursue either.
All right. Initiative has ended. The dagger that she was wielding against you is not on her person. She was
She
holding on
dropped
to
it.
it when she went in the river.
Sorry.
All right. I'd like to investigate the immediate area.
Sure, make an investigation check. You, kind of pushing her aside, making sure she won't accidentally roll into the water, you step forward and begin to investigate the crates and the chest. The crates themselves appear to be full of silks. They're like reams of silk that have been carefully packed inside these boxes. It looks expensive, whatever, like high quality silks. Inside the chest itself, you open it up and it's empty. And you're like confused for a moment, and with a natural 20 investigation, you notice there's a small latch on the side of the box. So you flick it, and the bottom of the box falls out. And underneath that, you find 2 potions that are full of a crimson-colored liquid, which you recognize to be healing potions. Picking them up and kind of shaking them causes them to glimmer slightly. You also find a orange-colored potion that has a sort of energy to it. You can kind of see it slowly fluctuate slightly. You find 2 scrolls inside of small tubes that have been rolled up. And you also find 35 gold pieces.
Oh shoot! Did you write that down, Garish? I totally did not.
2 potions, 2 cans of Fanta, 2 scrolls, and 35 gold.
It's 2 healing potions, 1 orange potion, 2
one.
scrolls.
35 gold. While Garish is doing that investigation, I want to cast light on a rock and drop it in the river to see how the current takes it, to see if I can locate this dagger.
Okay, that's pretty smart, actually. Yeah. I'm going to draw the current as it goes, it follows the rock. Oh, actually, no, it's going to go the other way. So you find a small pebble, and you cast your light spell on it, and the red arrows will tell you exactly the path that the
I'm
pebble
just trying to
goes
think,
down.
like, would the dagger have been swept along with the current,
Well, looking
or
at
would it have,
when you
you
cast the
know?
light spell, you can see into the water, and it's fairly smooth on the bottom. There's a small layer of sediment along the bottom as you drop the rock in. That's gently disturbed, and the rock just tumbles down with the current. The current's it's moving pretty fast
Okay.
from where you are now. It's just in the other section where it was filtering into was less strong.
So a distinct chance that the dagger has been moved along. So I would like to try and run down this dagger if I can.
Yeah, running past. If I can freaking click on the right thing here. I have
I'm
marked where
hoping.
your stone has ended with an X.
Okay. Do I see Mr. Rat?
No. He's long gone. Excuse me. Let me take a look at the map.
Because I still have a few minutes of Dragon's Breath.
No, he is long gone. You're doing this while Garrosh is investigating, I assume.
Yes. All right. So
But your stone gently hits along some refuse there.
I'm going to look into the water and see if I can see the dagger.
Make an investigation check with advantage.
Get back on core.
You didn't get a great look at the dagger itself as it was being swung mostly at Garrosh, who got a very good look at it. However, half buried in the sediment near your small pebble, you see a glint of steel reflecting the light from your pebble. Reaching down, you manage to retrieve the dagger.
Whew. All right. I don't feel it. It doesn't ominously like.
Picking the dagger up, you begin to hear hushed voices in the distance. Glimmers of sound that just are barely audible to you. Hushed whispers.
Oh, that's spoopy. Can I put it in my pack so I stop hearing voices in my head?
Yeah, as soon as it's not touching your hand, you don't hear the voices anymore. It's
Oh, that's
almost
good.
paranoia-inducing levels of voices.
Yep. All right. I'm gonna return to Garish. So I got the dagger. I'm gonna um, open my pack and show it to Garish and be like, I wouldn't touch it though. It seems a little crazy. Yeah, you can, but it made me hear voices while I was holding it, so be fair warning.
Alright, I'm gonna grab it and focus.
As you focus on the blade, are you trying to attune to it, or are you just trying to get a better feel for it?
Mentally probe it.
You kind of reach out your essence like you do with other magical items, not to attune, but to kind of feel for it, and you hear a voice in the back of your head, just a faint whisper. Feed.
Oh, sawed off. There we go.
I'm going to fish the black pearl out of my pack and say, I could try and identify it, but I have to touch it for a minute. So if you could, if something bad happens, if you could kick it out of my hand, that would be great.
Garish, with your probing, you feel like it is safe to handle, but attuning to it could be dangerous.
Okay.
But that's your initial thoughts based on the magical arms and armor you've wielded.
Yeah, identify on this.
Sure. You sit down on the stones and pull out the pearl and set the dagger on the ground. As you place your hand on the dagger, you can still hear those faint whispering voices that are kind of echoing through the area. And occasionally you hear the dagger kind of speak to you, saying, feed, 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 as you are barely touching it to maintain the spell. Make an Arcana check to see if this is distracting enough for you to continue the spell. Because it is very unnerving. Actually, no, give me a charisma saving throw to kind of keep your composure and make sure that your hand is steady as you cast the spell. Yeah, 15, great. Yeah, you managed to maintain your composure, and you managed to identify the dagger. And I will give you the updated note. Look at what happens when people have identifier. I have to edit item descriptions in the middle of the game. You now have an item card for the Hungering Blade in objects available. I'll just put it in items so you guys can see that better.
Yike. That strong little dagger. I'll explain to Garish what this little dagger can do, and how fortunate it was they didn't get stuck with it.
Now you see why I was like, well, it did no damage. Technically, it didn't make contact.
Yeah. It was a full parry. Do you think this is what was taken from the that estate?
Could be. She took it out of a box initially.
That seemed like the box that was holding the item, at least from the description that Keith gave you, right? So I think. Sorry, go ahead.
While she was identifying it, I would have liked to make sure Alice was properly stabilized.
Yeah,
I was muted.
I was gonna tie her up.
And she is stabilized. You definitely stabilized her. Your medicine
Okay.
check was to see how many death saves she had failed or succeeded, and she had failed 2 death saving throws.
Whew.
So
Okay,
you literally had 1 turn to stabilize her before she was gone. Potentially.
Well, I say we tie her up, and what else did you find over here in these boxes? A bunch of silk.
Yeah, some sort of cloth.
Yeah. Say you found 2 healing potions, another potion, and 2 scrolls.
Yeah, that's all Garish's stuff right now, though. I'm very interested in some of this cloth, though, if it's still in good condition.
Yeah, it's in a remarkably good condition, actually.
Yeah. How much is there? Like, is it too much to carry at all? I'm assuming.
You would have a hard time carrying one of these crates out.
Yeah, so I would have to open one of the crates and take some of the silk.
Probably, yeah.
Or you could have Garish carry crates.
Well, Garish needs to carry prisoner.
Right.
Yeah, I'm just thinking like I'll bring 1 ream of the silk out.
1 ream is about
2.
25 pounds.
Okay, that should fit in my backpack, I believe.
And it's about the
Or
size
I should
of...
be able to carry it.
How do I describe the size of one of these reams? It's like, they're like 5 feet long.
I was gonna say, I was just thinking, yeah, that wouldn't fit in my backpack.
And they're about a foot. They're about a foot thick.
Yeah, so I would carry one out to try and. I want to see if there's like a rightful owner somewhere in the city. Be like, oh, I'm missing that silk, because these are obviously thieves. And we know be able to return some stolen goods.
You can carry
And
one
no
under
one
your
knows-
arm. That doesn't seem unreasonable.
Yeah.
I
If
also
not know
have
anything about them, we can just sell it.
I also have a second backpack stuffed at the bottom of my backpack.
I mean, you could fit a ream in a backpack, but only like the first 2 feet would be in the backpack.
Yeah, it feel like it's easier to carry it.
Okay.
Yeah, I say we tie poor Alice up, and we can either interrogate her down here or bring her out and hand her over to the authorities with the dagger. Because that was certainly clear Keith's name. At least in my mind, it does. We prove connection to the site. She was obviously there at the time of the crime. Keith was just unwittingly there. Trespassing.
This is one of those moments where there's this character meta decision where Garish is like, but Dagger.
But
I don't think he'd be interested in adding Wizard's Arsenal.
also friendship.
As I know, it does not say it on the item card because I forgot to update it after, but you can pull the dagger out of yourself as an action, but it requires a strength check.
Okay. Yeah, it just said until it was removed, so I was just assuming you could just.
But it is an action to remove it, provided that you can reach the place that the dagger is placed.
Have them on the scratch.
So, did you want to ask some questions down here, or get to somewhere less rat infested? And I'll gesture to the 3 smoldering rat corpses.
Oh yeah, no, they're glowing. Like you have light right now because of the burning fur. It sounds awful. Like this is the worst smell out of all the smells in this campaign so far. The smell of burnt refuse and feces and rat flesh is filling the air.
I should have used lightning breath.
I don't know if that would have been much better.
I mean, marginally. Just a very thin margin.
Well, if she wakes up soon, we can interrogate her here. If we carry her out, then we probably would have to hand her over, and we could lose information.
Could you make an intelligence saving throw with advantage, Garish, as you mentioned bringing her out? You recall that you did not climb a ladder down here. You climbed rings that were bound to stone that were loose. So carrying her out might be a tall order.
What is over here?
It's a wall. There's a grate there that the water's rushing in from.
Well, we could always get to that point, and we could secure another rope around her, and then I'll guard her down here while you climb up with the rope, and then hoist her out.
Yeah.
Not dignified, but it gets the job done.
Well, let's start by taking her to the entrance.
Oh,
Okay,
I'm sorry, Garish. You also found her crossbow. I forgot to mention that.
Is that a special item?
It's a heavy crossbow.
Okay.
I know you like weapons, so I probably shouldn't have forgotten about that.
Yeah, so I'm gonna help carry her as much as I can. Oh no, I have the ream of silk.
I mean, Garish can carry her.
Yeah.
If you guys are planning on going back.
She is a halfling, but she's a big halfling.
Garish is a real strong boy.
He is. But he's also carrying 500 stuff.
We are ignoring the encumbrance unless it's unreasonable, and I do not feel like Garish has reached unreasonability.
Eventually.
Eventually, you will reach that. Not yet. You're keeping most of your big unwieldy things inside of a quiver, so
Yeah.
Let's get the move on then. I'll be bringing a ream of silk with me.
Sure. You guys get up to the rings that lead outward. What's the plan?
So, I'm gonna stay at the bottom, and we're gonna have a rope tied to her.
Okay. You're just gonna
And
like.
Garrus is gonna climb up with the rope.
Okay, not a problem. Garish, give me an athletics check to see if you can manage to lift her out without dropping her.
I'm also gonna be like trying to catch her if I can.
Yeah, I mean you're strong. Your muscles strain as you pull the rope up. It's a lot harder than you thought it would be, but eventually, without banging her head against the side too many times, you manage to get her out. I imagine that you're being very careful with her because she's very very hurt. So yeah, you managed to get her out without hurting her. Mechlaresh, if you'd like to try to climb with the ream of silk, you can give me a acrobatics or athletics check, your choice, to climb the
They're both about the
rings
same for me.
one-handed.
So let's just go acro or athletics.
A 10 is the benchmark to barely make it up to the top. There are a few moments where you kind of struggle and like push the ream of silk against the wall and like brace yourself, and then you continue climbing, but you manage to make it up top.
Whew, that was a workout. Are there people around currently, or we're back up on the other map?
You're kind of out in a back alley, so
Yeah.
like there's nobody around you immediately.
So she's still unconscious.
Mhm.
So guards or questioning? I mean, we could just wait right here.
I think we should question her first if we can.
Okay. Do we know if there's a way to wake her up safely?
Given some time, she'll probably wake up on her own, but you don't know how long it would take for her to do that. You have healing potions at your disposal. I don't think you have any other means to restore hit points. So other than waiting for her
No.
to naturally wake up.
And I only had 2 healing potions going into that, and I spent 1. So
I found 2.
yeah, but you have them. You didn't dispense loot for me to be generous with.
Yeah, I'll use a healing potion on her.
Okay.
Could I avoid using the full portion?
No, you gotta use the whole thing if you wanna use it to heal her.
Garish the miser.
She coughs and sputters and looks around confused for a moment, and her eyes kind of lock with yours as you withdraw away from her. Shit.
Morning.
So only awake.
She struggles against her binds, unable to break them. Kind of slumps down a little bit, defeated.
Tell me about that knife.
What knife?
The knife you tried to stab me with.
I don't know what you're talking about. You guys mugged me in an alley.
Mm-hmm. Can I roll to intimidate?
Yeah. Okay. You can't make this shit up sometimes. You rolled a 5, and I rolled a 3.
I mean, she's really beat up and tied.
Yeah. Actually, you could have had advantage, but you still won.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. What about the knife?
Took it from a box as if we weren't preparing it to fight.
Yeah, I was trying to sell it. Stupid guy never showed. Apparently the item got too hot for him.
What do you know about the buyer?
Dunno, old guy. Promised me a lot of gold. That's it. I don't ask a lot of questions.
Hmm?
Said I don't ask a lot of questions when it comes to clients. Just do jobs.
Fair
Why'd you
enough.
kill the girl?
What girl?
At the estate where you took this dagger from. It was a dead, it was a halfling, right? Dead serving girl?
He said it was a
Vault through
serving
it back?
girl. A
Yeah,
servant.
okay. Yeah, it was a
No.
servant.
I would have remembered something like that if it had happened. Didn't do it. Sorry. Got the wrong girl.
I'd like to roll perception.
You can
Or,
you can
I
make
would like
it an
to-
insight check.
I would like to incite that.
No, she's not telling the truth. Garish, it could go either way.
You'd be like, you need to learn how to lie better.
Wow, isn't that the pot?
Hey, I haven't lied in front of her yet. She doesn't know I'm a terrible liar.
That's fair. Okay, the girl saw me. You know, you do these jobs, you can't get seen. I didn't have any choice.
Typically, when you don't want to get seen, you don't leave evidence behind.
What was I supposed to do? Bring her with me?
At least dispose of her.
How? There were guards on patrol. Sorry if I don't
Hey.
tell you how to do your job better. Maybe you
You don't
should
even
send
know
your
what my
muscly
job
friend
is.
ahead of you and so you don't get shot up by a bunch of freaking bows.
That's
Not in
fair.
agreement.
Not an agreement.
I'm gonna be like, that's fair.
She again struggles against her bonds trying to get out. She says, "Your freaking dick friend hadn't cornered me. I'd have been out of there freaking already and trapped the two of you down there."
Didn't catch that.
She was gonna trap us down there.
Yeah, she said that if you hadn't cornered her, she would have gotten away and trapped both of you down there.
Oh, so there's a secret exit down there.
No, I would have locked the damn grate.
From the outside.
Yeah.
Like, how would she have gotten around us? Oh, she was gonna jump and swim through the river. Got it.
Yeah. Anyways, what the hell are you planning on doing with me? I don't suppose you just let me go.
I'll probably turn you in.
Fucking great. Can we make a
Well.
deal?
How'd that deal go?
You don't turn me in, and I give you half of what the dagger's worth.
I was gonna lean and whisper to Garish and be like, "The dagger's worth Keith's freedom.
I know.
Can you put a price on that?"
I'm trying to think if there's a way to get her to take the blame. Still cutting a deal.
That would be some very nifty negotiations, I have to say.
Just untie me. I'll go sell the dagger. Send you the money. Easy as that.
Gonna roll insight on that.
Sure.
I'm not gonna bother.
You're not gonna bother is probably accurate. You get the impression with your insight check that she'd probably say anything right now to get away from the two of you.
And we'd be like, "Yeah, I really don't trust you as far as I can throw you, and I can't throw you very far."
No, but your friend can.
Yeah, but I'm making a decision here. He'd be like, Garish, let's bring her in.
Yeah.
And I guess we'll we'll bring her to a guard.
Say, Garish would know where the guard headquarters is, because it's also in the Fang Market, and you guys have seen it before, passing through the kind of guard outpost that's there. So you pick her up and you force her to walk, Garish keeping very closely to her. You guys make your way over to the guard outpost, which isn't too far away, maybe like a 5-minute walk away. When you finally arrive, you walk in through the front doors, getting a lot of stares from people as you're walking past with the bound woman with you. But they don't ask questions because one of you is heavily armed. Eventually, you make your way inside the guard headquarters, and there's a clerk at the front desk. A guard sitting by the door with he turns and looks at you when you walk in, and then he stands up. One fully armored, the one standing by the door. The other one, just like a clerk, not wearing any armor or anything. Can we help you folks?
Good morning. We believe we found the person, or the persons who broke into that place and stole an item of note and murdered that poor serving girl last night.
I'm sorry, maybe I didn't say it to you guys, but Keith definitely said it to Garish that it was Lord Grey's manor.
Okay. Lord Grey's manor.
We aren't supposed to know all that.
Oops. Definitely said all that out loud.
All right. And this is the culprit here, and do you have proof?
Well, we chased her down through the sewers. She was down there with her cronies. And I'll hold up the thing of silk that I have in my hands and be like, there's a whole lot of this down there, too. I don't know if this has gone missing recently. And I'll produce the dagger from my backpack as well and sort of set it down in front of the clerk. Be like, I wouldn't hold on to it too long. It's kind of a freaky deaky thing.
Okay. I'll tell you what. Trevor, could you watch them? I'm gonna go get the captain. He kind of runs around the back, like very confused. The man Trevor, the guard wearing full armor, has his hand on his sword as he's just watching the three of you. Alice kind of struggles against her bonds a few times, but eventually just gives up, being unable to break them.
Are there like waiting room chairs?
Yeah, there's some chairs.
Yeah, I'm just gonna sit down nonchalantly, like I'm not in trouble.
Mm-hmm. Eventually, the clerk re-emerges with a man wearing full plate armor, longsword, shield on his back, steps in. Okay, so you folks followed this woman to the sewers, where you found out that she was the one that broke into Lord Grey's last night.
Yes, that's what we've ascertained.
All right, how on earth did you come by the information that Lord Grey's was broken into? It wasn't supposed to be public knowledge.
That's a good question.
He raises his hand before you can continue. You know what? Spare me. I'm going to be honest with you. There's a lot of shit going on in the city, and a lot of shit I have to deal with. She did it. You guys found her with the dagger.
That's correct.
Okay. Where?
If you go into the slums quarter,
Over in
there's a
Lowtown.
manhole cover in one of the back alleys. Yeah, in Lowtown. There's a manhole cover in one of the back alleys. Go down it, sort of a winding trail, but if you know what you're looking for, like there's, a path sort of, well traveled. And it leads to a small alcove where they hid their loot. There's a silk down there. I'm assuming it's stolen too.
Trevor, take 4 men and go down there. But go. Sir. He kind of goes into the back and he emerges with several more guards that then leave the building. You guys can sit down. Take the bound one to one of the cells. We'll deal with her in a bit. You two sit down.
I'm already sitting. Do I sit?
Sorry. He says to Garish, please sit down.
Okay.
I'll sit.
He sits behind the desk. He does not touch the dagger at all. He just leaves it where it is. Okay. I'm going to check out your story. If it checks out, great. Lord Grey will be very pleased. If not, you might have to stay here for a couple of nights. But we'll find out, one way or the other. Like I said, I got a lot of stuff going on right now. Luckily, the army's moving soon, so we won't have to deal with their riffraff much longer.
Yeah, they're really taking up a lot of the real estate outside the walls and causing a lot of trouble from what we've seen.
Well, they're not causing a lot of trouble, but they're just loud.
Bureaucratic trouble.
Not with Midsummer Festival decorations going up tomorrow, and then the festival the week after. I just got a lot on my plate. I'm gonna be honest with you folks. Okay, let's start from the top. How did you learn about the manor break-in? Because you folks work fast.
I'm gonna hope Garish takes the lead on this one.
Just be straight up with me. You're not in trouble yet.
The man who is currently wanted came to us.
A friend of yours. Acquaintance?
Acquaintance.
Okay.
He told us of the situation and where we could track down someone buying this object.
Okay. Makes sense. I get it. Well, if there's a hideout in the sewers full of silk, which is gone missing from a local merchant, I will kind of look you up and down. You seem trustworthy. I'll take you at your word.
Oh, thank you kindly.
Oh, right. The silk. And he kind of reaches underneath the counter and pulls out a small box, sets it on the counter. That's for you guys, for recovering it. The merchant's going to be very happy and leave me alone. So I'm very grateful.
Oh, thank you very much. And I'll reach out and take the small box, just quickly, flipping it to take a look inside it.
It's full of gold coins, neatly stacked.
Wow. Am I able to tell by a glance what it might be?
There are 6 stacks of gold coins that are about 10 coins deep. So it's 60 gold. Now, as a note, if you all are lying to me and I don't find that stuff down there, then I'm going to arrest you. So, but there's your reward.
I mean, that's fair.
No. We got some time to kill before my men get back. So what brings you to Raven's Hill?
We're working our way towards Guiding Light, but, we started off in Briarton, and the road is long, and, provisions run out.
I suppose that's fair. Doesn't hurt to restock in a major city. There's lots of little towns in between here and Guiding Light, though, just so you know.
Oh, that's very good to know. We kind of just sort of kept to the main road from Briarton.
You two from Briarton?
No, I'm not personally from Briarton. Garish?
No, I'm not.
Know a few folks down there. Pretty good folks. They're taking for freaking ever. I'm not great at small talk. I apologize. Usually I'm yelling at people. You seem to be well armed.
Adventurous sort.
Well, there's plenty of adventure to be had out in the wilds. Especially between here and Guiding Light. Well, if you guys are heading that way, make sure you don't stray east too far, or go south across the lake. That's where the army's heading. I'd avoid them at all costs.
Yeah, we're not particularly looking to join up with them.
Yeah. The leader came by when they first arrived. Just want to introduce himself. Nice guys, both of them.
Oh, what were their names?
I think Thorn was one of their surnames, and the other one just said his name was Morn.
Thorn and Marn.
Kind of funny thinking about it now. Their names rhymed. I think Earth, I think his name was. The first guy. Half orc, kind of like you. You look a wee bit stockier than him, though. He had some nice armor. Looked to be made of mithril. But the half orc gentleman, real nice guy. But the other guy is kind of creepy. I don't think he blinks.
Ooh.
Yeah, it was a little unnerving. Yeah, they're both cheerful chaps, but it was just weird.
Yeah, I could see that. Blinking is it's good. It reminds you that you're alive. Otherwise, you could look like a mannequin.
I'm not gonna lie, it was weird.
How long I can go without blinking?
Anyways, we got time to kill. We can sit in silence if you'd like.
If you have any other questions for us, we'd be happy to answer them while we wait.
It's more just curiosities. There's a lot of travelers that pass through here. Hear a lot of interesting stories.
$30.
Sorry, what was that? You're like Mike's crackling a little bit.
Couldn't blink for 30 seconds. Record so far.
Oh. You might need to readjust your mic insert. It might have twisted on you.
Testing.
It's a little better.
That's better.
The silence kind of rolls on as nobody really presses or asks more questions. About 15, 20 minutes later, eventually, the guardsmen return. The captain stands up. God, finally. I thought we'd be bored to death. What'd you find? And they talk back and forth for a little while. All right, looks like you two are good to go. You want your friend, obviously, to stay out of this, but I'll send the word out to make sure that our guardsmen know that we've got our individual. You want your names to be passed to Lord Grey for recovering his dagger, I assume?
Yes, that'd be greatly appreciated.
Sure. Names?
My name is Meclaresh.
Garish Whately.
So, when you say Meclaresh, his name, he's got like a quill out, and he pauses, and then he writes out Garish's name when Garish says his name. How do you spell that?
MEK apostrophe LARESH.
Friggin' tiefling names, man. All right, Garish and Meclaresh. Right. Yeah, I'll pass forward your names to Lord Grey and let him know. I doubt you're going to get an invitation to his manor or anything, but I'm sure he'd be grateful to know some individuals returned his property. Where are the two of you staying?
Go
ahead.
I forget the name.
You remember, so I wouldn't have to open my notes.
Something chicken.
Shoot. I don't know which note I wrote it in.
Where are my notes?
Oh, we're all so bad. We're all so terrible.
It was the Merry Chicken.
The Merry Chicken.
Huh, fine place. Yeah. Anyways, thank you all for your public whatever. Just get out of here. Goes back into the back room.
All right, we'll leave. It's been awkward long enough. Well, we can divide the gold when we get back to the inn if you'd like. I, for
Yeah.
one, need a. I assume I've taken all the bolts out of me, but I would like to,
Yeah.
sit down and mend my clothes with mending.
Yeah. Easy enough to do.
Well, it's meant to use mending. So it's not something I can just do on the fly while we're walking through town.
Yeah.
Well,
So you guys are
I guess
headed
that's
back to the inn then?
I believe so. That's where Keith knows to contact us.
Sure.
And it'd be nice to get some food. How late in the day is it?
Pretty early on in the day. Like noon-ish.
Oh, wow.
As you begin to go through the streets on your way back to the inn, you begin to notice more and more blue, white, and green decorations being put out. Candles being put on windowsills. And there's a crowd gathering in the center square around some tables that have been pulled out, and the center square of the Fang Market, sorry. And there's been long tables have been pulled out, and you see bits of paper and string and small hand-woven baskets that are kind of scattered on this table. And you see small children, teenagers, the elderly, all kind of working on things on this table, kind of like crafting something.
Geez. Pretty new society. I don't know much about the festival. Garish, do you know what they're doing?
That's
Make a history check, Garish. You've not really stuck around any of the towns that celebrated the Midsummer Festival very much, so you're not really sure what all the. You just know that it's some sort of a celebration, but you don't know much about it. But you guys do know that the colors green, white, and blue are generally associated with the festival because those are the same colors of candles that you guys recovered from the Torgrad.
We still have a candle.
You do.
Yep.
Sorry, out running around my room.
But if you guys would like to continue, you make your way back to the inn. Do whatever you'd like.
Well, geez. I'd like to let Keith know that everything's all fine and dandy now. He doesn't have to worry about death.
I'm gonna.
Yeah, can you think of anything else we should do?
I'll just have a quick bite and then go to my room with the window open.
Sure. Like I said, it's about midday, so he said he would contact you at night, and he would find you. So, if you go back to your room, you rest, relax, eat, and enjoy your meals. Anything else you guys would like to do for the rest of your day? As a note, Garish, the scrolls that you found, if you opened them up and looked at them, whatever's on them is incomprehensible to you.
I'd bring those to McLurish then.
I was gonna say, do we want to divide the loot up?
Because
I could identify.
You have to be able to cast a scroll to be able to understand what's on it.
Yeah, I think I can identify that potion.
Yeah, you can identify potions.
Yeah, because we know what the healing potions are, but not the other one.
Yeah. But if you hand the scrolls to Mekhlaresh, if I'm correct in saying that you're doing that,
Mm-hmm.
you find
Ability and slow.
both of those scrolls. And she can identify the potion, but that's up to you whether or not you want to reveal that you have it.
I'll reveal it.
Yeah, I'll cast Identify on it.
You guys can divvy those up however you want.
You can have the scrolls.
I think we got the gold from turning in that silk. Did you get any gold in the dungeon?
I got 35 pieces.
Oh, 60 here. Of course, it doesn't divide up super evenly. Hold on.
It's just 47
Oh,
gold.
I didn't mean to
silver.
show that. I meant to take it out of your journals.
Yeah, we can do that. 47 each and break change on 5 silver.
Mm-hmm.
That is a very good potion, as a note.
It definitely is.
35 to my... So that'd be 12 more gold and 5 silver.
Are there any other notable things you guys would like to do before evening? I guess I should say, that aren't bookkeeping stuff.
I would like to try and scribe the scroll of invisibility.
Yeah, it's bookkeeping stuff. We can do that after.
Okie dokie. Then no.
Okay.
Yeah, me neither.
Eventually.
Actually, I would like to take a short rest and spend a hit dice.
Yeah, that's fine. You're not going to get into combat again today. Spoilers.
You never know.
Eventually, the sky darkens, and nighttime, once again, the city begins to settle down for the evening. People inside the inn, you notice that there are small candles of different varying colors adorning the tables as one of the waitresses goes around and begins to kind of start stringing up different streamers, bits of paper that have been tied together end to end, along in green and white shades inside the inn toward the evening. But eventually, Garish, you hear from outside your window, not super late into the night, you hear the sound of a bird chirping, and you get excited for a moment, and you're like, okay, that's him. So you look out the window, you don't see him, and then there's a knock at your door.
I approach the door.
Keep this standing on the other side. I don't know how you did that, but I am so impressed.
Well, so I may reappear around a lot.
I'm gonna be honest, Garish. I don't know how to repay you for this. I have my freedom. I'm not wanted by the guards. And I had to pay, 50 silver for breaking an in-ring? I didn't hurt anyone. I didn't steal anything. So, yeah, I was pretty much let off the hook, and I'm grateful. I don't have to leave the city and flee somewhere else. I rather like it here.
Well, I got some gold off of the information he gave me, so
I suppose that's
I
fair
don't
enough.
have to do anything.
Or maybe I'm honest with you. I've got something that's gotten me into a lot more trouble than I would like to admit. And I think... you're going on to bigger and better things, right? Going to Guiding Light, going on adventures with this girl of yours.
Mm-hmm.
He kind of, looks adrift for a moment as he's just thinking. And he reaches down and he pulls a ring off of one of his fingers. A kind of silver ring with a jade stone set into it. And he reaches out and he grabs your arm and he puts it into your hand. He says, "Take good care of it. It's always served me well. And think of it as a thank you for helping me when you didn't have to." And he lets go. He leaves the ring in your hand.
What is it?
It's a magic ring. It allows you to understand people.
That explains a bit.
Yeah, a little. But I'm gonna go. I have some business to take care of. Legal business to take care of. I was talking with some people about leaving the city, and they plan on going to hunt some goblins. So I feel like that's much safer than doing the other line of work I was doing before. So I think I'm going to be joining on one of their crews.
Just make sure they don't give you good stabbing.
Oh no! They're great people. Great people. They're the top of the leaderboard. They're the Bright Falls, the band, something like that.
I mean, the goblins.
Oh, well, they're just goblins. But as always, I'll be careful, much more careful than I was before. But thank you, Garish.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. I'll let you get
Course.
some sleep now. I'm sorry for waking you up a second time. He gives you a small bow and then walks down the hall. I will link the ring to you. I will add that to your item list as well. For anybody who is watching this video and is like, why don't you show us what the magic items do? That's what the magic item does right there. And with that, eventually you find yourself asleep, the ring on your bedside table, kind of glancing at it, thinking about what you did today, the two of you. You helped a friend, stopped bandits from preying on the weak. You solved a murder. You got the right person. You feel good. And with that, darkness takes you. And that's what we'll pick up next time.